Winners, butt kickers, champions in life. Vincent Rose here, the Fat Killer with H2G Fitness, coming to you from the beach. And I wanted to put a video out for you guys, and this is kind of off the cuff, from the heart. I do got a few notes taken, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. I wish I had some better weather right now to record this video and put it out to you, but whatever, it is what it is. And the title of this is 1,095 days / 3 years. And you might be wondering, Vince, what the heck does that mean? And what that means is, 3 years ago, on February 13th, 2014, I went full-time working for myself, and I stepped in to what I call the land of the living, where you get a chance to live life on your own terms. And that was very, very, very important to me. And look, this message might not relate to all of you guys. Not all of y'all want to be entrepreneurs. Not all of y'all want to be business owners. Not all of y'all, want to fire your boss and all this kind of stuff. But this was a goal of mine since the age of 15 to accomplish. And I set a goal for myself that I was going to work for myself full time starting at the age of 31. I told my mom that when I was 18 years old. And I'll be gosh darned if on February 13th, 2013, I didn't accomplish the goal. And it happened for me. And so I'm excited about that. And the reason I'm putting out a message like this is to let y'all know, for all you dreamers that are out there, listen to my voice, look into my eyes, and hear my words. Dreams come true, right? Now, just because dreams come true doesn't mean they come easy. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to fight for them. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have some difficult times. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have to push past barriers and obstacles that most people aren't willing to do. But all that being said, I will promise you this, whatever price that you have to pay, it's worth the prize. Right? I truly do believe that in life, your greatest struggles are going to be your greatest victory. I believe that. I'll say that again. Your greatest struggles are going to be your greatest victory. And man, I'm just going to tell you, if you have a big dream in your heart, I'm going to encourage you to pursue it, because when you first start tackling something, it might seem like there's just no way that this thing is going to get done, and then all of a sudden you keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing, and you keep pushing. And if you just keep pushing long enough, you'll get the boulder rolling, and then once you got momentum, baby, can't nothing stop you. So I've wrote down a few things. I'll tell y'all this, right, for working for yourself. This will only relate to the entrepreneurs or those of you who want to be. I'll tell you some things I don't miss about working a job deal, right? I have been free for 1,095 days. And one thing that I do not miss is morning traffic. I hate traffic probably more than any human being on this earth. And I have not had to deal with one traffic jam in 3 years. And that means a lot to me, right? Plus, I don't have to waste an hour to 2 hours of my life every single day times 5 days a week commuting back and forth to a stinking job. And that to me is awesome. I don't miss meetings, right? I used to hate meetings, because in meetings, they normally feed you this thing called a crap sandwich, which is like 10%. They open up and say, hey guys, hope everybody's doing great. Glad you could make the meeting. This is going to be an awesome week, blah, blah, blah. For 10%, they butter you up. And then 80% of the meeting, they just chew your butt out and tell you everything that you're doing wrong. And then the last 10% is good again. They're like, okay, but yeah, everyone's doing good, and it's going to be great, and blah, 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 blah. And it's a crap sandwich. 10% good, 80% bad, 10% good. And you eat your crap sandwich once to 5 times a week, depending on how many meetings that y'all have. I don't miss designated hungry time at all whatsoever. I'm a grown man. I'm 34 years old. I decide when I get hungry, what I want to eat, how long I have to eat, where I want to go eat, and there's not going to be another man or woman that stands over me telling me what time I'm allowed to eat and for how long for. That to me is silly. That to me is weak sauce. That to me is just damn ridiculous. And I never liked it, and I don't have to worry about that crap anymore. Y'all have fun on your designated hungry time. I'm freaking free. I eat when I want. Thank you very much. I don't miss meaningless combos in the workplace, because, I mean, some of y'all might like small talk and chit-chat and who won the game and what did you do over the weekend and all that kind of stuff. I don't care about any of that crap. I like talking about matters of the heart. I like talking about the future. I like talking about ideas. Remember this, right? Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss things that happened in events, and then small minds just discuss other people. And most 9 out of 10 combos that happen in the workplace is discussing other people or events that took place. I don't want to talk about events that took place or other people. I want to talk about ideas. That's just me. I don't miss the thumb. And this is the last thing I'll end on this whole thing of things I don't miss. I don't miss the thumb. And if you're wondering what the thumb is this. It's the thumb that is on your forehead saying what time you wake up, what time you get to go home, what time you eat, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, how much money you're allowed to make, how much money you're not allowed to make, how much of a man you are or aren't depending on how much power they decide to give you. I hate the frickin' thumb. Take your thumb off my forehead, thank you very much. I'm going to live life on my own damn terms. And I've been doing that for a long time. Going forward in this, for those of y'all that are chasing your dreams and you're at the beginning of the journey and, you know, you haven't had a whole lot of success yet, here's some tips for you guys. Ignore the naysayers. You're going to have a lot of people tell you that you're crazy, you can't do it, you're focusing your energies in the wrong places, it's not worth it, it's a waste of your time, you should be focused on something else. And unfortunately, more often than not, the biggest naysayers are going to be your best friends and your family. I know that it was for me. The people that I loved most in the beginning discouraged me the most. But what's funny is, now that I've succeeded, they're all my biggest cheerleaders. And so I will say this to say, I'll say that to say this. If you do have some people that are discouraging you, just know that if you continue to push on and pursue and persevere and actually succeed and don't belly up and quit, your naysayers are going to eat every word that comes out of their mouth. And it feels really good whenever they do. And once they do become your cheerleaders, you appreciate them and you love them just the same, right? It's in the movies where people cheer for the underdog. In real life, more often than not, people don't. And it kind of stinks, right? Here's what I knew or believed whenever I was working a job and all I wanted to do was get out of it. And again, if you don't relate to this, no big deal. Change the channel, man. But I had a mentality that I was not a prisoner, I was a slave. Let me explain the thought process behind that. You're a slave. You're not a prisoner. A prisoner is somebody that remembers roaming. A prisoner is somebody that remembers what it's like living life on their own terms. A prisoner is somebody that remembers freedom. A slave doesn't relate to any of that stuff because normally they were born into slavery. They don't remember being free. Every meal they ever ate, the master gave to them. They don't know what it's like to stand on their own 2 feet because they never had to. And to be honest with you, they don't even want freedom because if they were ever to get free, they don't know how they would survive. A prisoner does not think that way. So the mentality I had from 15 to age 31 in working a job is, I'm not a slave to this job. I'm a prisoner. And come hell or high water, I'm going to break out of this bad boy. And I'll be gosh darned if I didn't. Because I did. And it feels really, 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 really good. Along your journey, you're going to have no quit in you and not give up. Because you're going to want to. Dream chasing is hard. Accomplishing greatness is hard. Doing things that matter, that are going to produce, significant outcomes and results and, all that kind of stuff is hard. And you can't give up along the way. You can't belly up and quit. Are there times that I wanted to quit in chasing my dream? More times than whatever you can even possibly imagine. I went through some really, really, really hard stuff to get my freedom. I truly did. In my 20s, after age 22 to age 31, I never worked less than a 100-hour work week, and many times I worked more. There were phases of chasing my dreams that I would only sleep 45 minutes a day, if I was lucky. There were times when I was sleeping 45 minutes a day, the only way that I could wake up is to set an alarm on my phone and literally tape it to the side of my head so that it was directly linked to my ear, because that was the only way I was going to wake up, is if it was that close to my, and it just jogged me awake. I had to do stuff like that. I had to stretch myself outside of my comfort zone. I had to push myself further than I ever thought that I could. I had to do things that I didn't even know the physical body could do from a standpoint of sleep deprivation, just because I happened to be in the military working 80 to 90 hours a week for them, but I was also working 40 to 50 hours a week for myself to build my business. And whenever you do something like that, it doesn't leave a whole lot of time to sleep. I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed a lot of relationships. I invested a lot of money. I sacrificed a lot of time. But damn it, I got it all back. Because whatever you sow, you reap. And it was worth it. It was absolutely 100% worth it. What can I leave y'all with? I'll tell you this. If you have a goal, it's not what you get when you achieve your goal that is your victory. It's what you become in the process of achieving your goal that is your victory. Because in the process of achieving your goal, you're going to change. You're going to be molded. You're going to be crafted. You're going to be forged. You're going to have the dross burnt off. Yes, Mr. Rose, I have hair, I do. It's not what you get when you achieve your goal that's your victory. It's what you become in the process. So all that being said, this might relate to a very small, percentage of you that are out there that are listening. But I will tell you this. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, and you're willing to bust your butt, remove the excuses from your life, work harder than the average man or woman is willing to work, keep pushing past, ignore the naysayers, and just fight with everything that you have to accomplish your goal, dreams come true. And dream chasing is for gladiators, right? I once heard a man say that success is just hard enough to keep the punks out. You ain't gonna succeed if you're a punk. A nicer way to say that is success is just hard enough to keep those that don't deserve it from getting it. And that's absolutely true. There's a lot of room at the top, and there are no traffic jams on the extra mile, because most people aren't ever willing to push themselves far enough past their comfort zone to do what it takes in order to succeed. But if you do, you will. And I will tell you this, that you are worth it. You can do it. I do believe in you, because there's a scripture that I read that says God's no respecter of persons. And another way that you could word that is success is no respecter of persons. And if one person can succeed, anybody can succeed. There's too many underdogs that have came up, that came from humble beginnings, that have made it to the top. Success isn't for the privileged. Success isn't for the people that were dealt a great hand. Success isn't for the people that come from privileged homes. Success isn't from the people that come from money. Success isn't for the people that went to the best schools. Success is for anybody that is willing to fricking fight, tooth and nail, kick, claw, scratch, bite, bleed, for what it is that they want. And if you do that, there ain't a dang thing that you can't do. Impossible is nothing. And there's no obstacle in your life that you can't overcome. You just have to want it bad enough. And that's what it boils down to. How bad do you want it? How much are you willing to fight? How much are you willing to put in? How hard are you willing to work? How much sleep are you willing to lose? How much money are you willing to invest? How many times are you willing to get up after you've been knocked down? How many times are you willing to stink and fight other than cry instead of cry? Crying don't get a whole lot done. Another tip in accomplishing your goals, your feelings and your emotions don't flippin' matter. There's going to be lots of days you don't feel like it. Screw it. There's going to be a lot of days that emotionally you can't handle it. Don't be weak or a baby. Thumb sucking does not accomplish a whole heck of a lot in your life. Your emotions and your feelings mean squat in the world of success, and the reason for that is the world doesn't care. Unfortunately, the world has very dirty hands. It likes to wipe them on you, and when you're down, it'll kick you. So even if you don't feel like doing it, or emotionally you can't handle it, you better man up, woman up, put your big boy or big girl panties on, and do what it is that you need to do to get the job done. Because that's the only way that things get better. When you hit rock bottom in life, life will hand you a shovel if you allow it to. Or you can start digging your way out or climbing your way out of that deal. And I believe that you can do it. Freedom is a pretty cool thing. Waking up in the morning and go, I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, however I want to do it, for however long I want to do it, and not having to ask permission from another man or woman or answer to anybody except for your Father in heaven upstairs is pretty neat. I'm employed by one person and one person only, the God Almighty. I wake up every single morning and I say a prayer that says, God, I'm your hands, I'm your eyes, I'm your ears, I'm your vessel. Whatever you feel fit to use me for today, use me. I'm willing. And when he says go, I go.